So I, 20-year-old female, am currently 6 months pregnant. A week after I found out I was pregnant, I caught my now ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old male, we'll call him Adam, cheating on me with his new girlfriend, 25-year-old female, we'll call her Christine. Adam and I decided to split, but agreed that we would still co-parent. My pregnancy has been rough, since I'm still in college with a job and my parents are less than supportive. But Christine has made it so much worse. The two invite me for lunch every Wednesday to talk about the baby. Christine doesn't let me order what I want because it isn't good for the baby. So the red flags started off very slow and subtle, but they just got worse and worse. I told them what I had planned to name the baby girl. Christine told me it was one of the ugliest names she had ever heard. I explained that it was my great-grandmother's name who had passed away the year prior, and that she was the woman who inspired me most. So I wanted to honor her. Christine keeps picking on the name, so I've thought about maybe changing it. There have been some other really strange things she has done. Throwing herself a baby shower for my baby without inviting me is also at the top, but that one probably hurt the most. Recently, while at our weekly lunch, Adam and I were talking about the co-parenting deal. Christine said that she wouldn't take care of the baby since it wasn't hers. I snapped at her and asked why the hell she was constraining all the things I could and couldn't do. I probably wouldn't have been so pissed if Christine hadn't promised that she would love to watch her stepdaughter, but she had. Christine and I went off on each other. During our argument, I said that it wouldn't really matter because Adam would probably cheat on her too, and so she couldn't be the stepmom to our kid. Christine practically stormed off. With Adam following her, I felt pretty guilty because I find myself as a calm person and I hate getting angry at people. Now, weeks later, Christine told everyone in the town we live in. The majority of my friends have stopped talking to me, and I don't really have any support. One of my good friends was Christine's younger brother, so he told all of our other friends. It's been a few weeks, and I've been trying to contact both Christine and Adam, but they don't respond. I've concluded that I'm on my own now, but I keep wondering if this is all my fault. I can't help but feel horrible about what I said. The two seemed pretty happy, and Christine was a lot better for Adam than I ever was. So there was no reason for me to say that about her. Can I even salvage my relationship, or just cut them out of my life? The action I took was yelling at the stepmom of my child. I think I might be the jerk, because she was really hurt, and it was kind of petty of me to say that. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1, claiming she was going to adopt the baby, from one of OP's comments. Girl, you need a lawyer. You can't afford one, I get it, but you need a lawyer. Sell your car, your hair, your body, I don't care what. Get yourself a lawyer. She can easily use your ex to get access to your baby and slowly ruin your life and tear your baby from you. It's terrifying. She is dangerous. Do what it takes to get a lawyer. Some might help you for free. Call around. Do not give up. You need to protect yourself. Don't talk to your ex without a lawyer, and don't talk to his girlfriend at all. If you're in a small town, don't talk to anyone outside of the people you can be sure you can trust. You don't know what will get back to her. Comment 2. First, she is not your child's stepmom. She is the girlfriend of your child's dad, your ex. So her vote is next to pointless. Second, did I mention her opinion on anything regarding the co-parenting of your child is pointless. She does not get a voice in how you co-parent your child unless she has a ring on her finger, and even then, her opinion ranks lowest. Third, you have a right to be a little on edge, trying to navigate a pregnancy with a fresh breakup and weekly dinners with the ex and the side chick. Not the idiot. I don't know the ugly name that you chose for your child, but any name that honors someone special in your life is a great name in my opinion. Now, for the update. Hey everyone, it's been 3 months since my last post, and boy, do I have an update for you. Remember how I was dealing with my ex, Adam, and his girlfriend, Christine, who was overstepping her boundaries with my pregnancy? Well, things have escalated to a whole new level of crazy. First off, let me fill you in on some history that I didn't mention before. Adam and I were high school sweethearts. We thought we were going to be together forever, but when I got into college, things started to change. He became distant, and that's when I caught him cheating with Christine. Despite the heartbreak, I was determined to keep things civil for the sake of our baby. Now, back to the present. After that blowout at lunch, where Christine and I had it out, things went from bad to worse. Christine, who had been playing the role of the doting stepmom-to-be, suddenly flipped the script. She started a rumor that I was trying to trap Adam by getting pregnant on purpose. This couldn't be further from the truth, but her words spread like wildfire. Adam, who had been somewhat supportive up until then, took Christine's side. He stopped answering my calls and texts about doctor's appointments and baby stuff. It was like he had forgotten that he was going to be a father. But here's the jaw-dropping part. Christine, who had thrown herself a baby shower for my baby, now claimed that she was pregnant too. And guess what? She wasn't. It was all a lie to get attention and sympathy from our friends and Adam's family. When I found out, I was beyond furious. How could she play with something as serious as pregnancy? The injustice didn't stop there. Adam's parents, who had been excited about their first grandchild, started to believe Christine's lies. They accused me of being a bad influence on their son and said they didn't want me to be a part of the baby's life. Can you believe that? They were taking away my support system when I needed it the most. I tried to confront Adam about all of this, but he wouldn't even meet me face to face. He sent me a text saying that he needed space and that Christine was helping him see things clearly. It was like he was a completely different person. Meanwhile, I was struggling to keep up with school and work, all while dealing with the stress of the pregnancy. My parents, who had never been supportive of my relationship with Adam, were now my only lifeline. They were disappointed in how things turned out, but were there for me when I had no one else. The final straw came when Christine showed up at my job. She had the nerve to tell me that I should consider giving up my baby for adoption. She said that Adam and she would be better parents and that I was ruining their lives. I was so shocked that I couldn't even respond. I just walked away, but inside, I was boiling with anger. Now, here I am, 3 months later, still trying to figure out how to handle this mess. Adam has barely acknowledged my existence, and Christine is playing the victim, acting like I'm the one causing all the drama. It's like I'm living in some twisted reality, where up is down and right is wrong. I've been talking to a counselor at school to help me cope with everything. It's been tough, but I'm trying to stay strong for my baby girl. I've decided to go through with the name I chose, honoring my great-grandmother. No one, not even Christine, can take that away from me. As for my relationship with Adam and Christine, I'm at a loss. I want my daughter to know her father, but how can I co-parent with someone who has shown me such disrespect and cruelty? And Christine, well, I don't think there's any coming back from the things she's done and said. Disabled woman in wheelchair tells me to wait for her to change her baby's diaper, but I tell her she's not special. Oh boy, she was pissed. Recently, my family was on a road trip. I have 2 young children, a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old. My youngest, the 10-month-old, is very susceptible to diaper rash. So when it was obvious that he had a dirty diaper, we pulled into a rest stop so that I could change his diaper. When I got to the women's bathroom, there was only one stall that had a changing table, and it was the handicap stall. That stall was occupied, so I stood outside of the stall waiting for it to open up. Just as the stall became available, a woman in a wheelchair came into the bathroom and asked that I wait for her to use the bathroom before I use it, since she is in a wheelchair. I had been waiting for about 5 minutes for the stall. My son had a dirty diaper that needed to be changed. He was crying and irritable at that point. I told the woman that, unfortunately, the only stall in this bathroom that has a changing table is the handicap stall, and I have been waiting for 5 minutes to change my son. I told her that I would be quick, and I went into the stall to change his diaper. While I was in there, I overheard the woman telling anybody that she could interact with, that I was being rude and was discriminating against her for her disability by taking the handicap bathroom from her. It took me about 2 minutes to change my child's diaper, and then I left the stall so that she could use it. As I was leaving the stall, the woman said to me, "I hope you feel good about yourself, taking a handicap stall from somebody that actually needs it." I reminded her that the handicap stall is also the only stall that accommodates babies with a changing table, and that I had every right to use the stall. She scoffed at me and went into the stall. I don't know why this interaction is bothering me so much. I don't think I was in the wrong. But here I am asking Reddit, am I the idiot for asking a handicapped woman to wait for me to change my child's diaper? Adding info for some, I didn't think this would blow up like it did. 1. Yes, I know you can change a baby's diaper virtually anywhere. Our car was honestly not a great option as it was packed full. I could have changed him in the front seat, but I also had to use the bathroom, so it made more sense to simply go to the restroom and use the resources there. 2. My husband took our 3-year-old to the restroom in the men's room. This is usually how we do it, as 90% of the time, There is no changing station for babies in the men's restroom in the US. 3. She did not express any urgency to me, only that she should have the stall due to her disability. I know it's possible she was too embarrassed to tell me her urgency. This is something I will never know. 4. No, I don't use cloth diapers, but I will look into this if it is something that will really help his rashes. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. The only small concern I have is that sometimes people in wheelchairs have an urgency due to their physical disability that they may not want to disclose. Personally, I err on the side of being considerate because I have options. I understand that in this situation, they both needed the one stall, so I'm not sure what the answer is, but I wanted to put it out there. Comment 2. Not the idiot. As I was leaving the stall, the woman said to me, "I hope you feel good about yourself, taking a handicap stall from somebody who actually needs it." I replied, "Yes, I feel just fine. Sorry if the stall reeks, by the way. My kid had diarrhea." Now for the update. Hey everyone, thanks for all the support on my last post. It's been a busy couple of weeks since the bathroom incident, and things have only gotten more intense. So, after the whole confrontation with the woman in the wheelchair, I thought that would be the end of it. But boy, was I wrong. A few days later, I was at the local grocery store with my kids, and guess who I ran into? Yep, the same woman. She recognized me immediately, and the look on her face was like she had just seen a ghost. I tried to avoid her, but she wheeled over and confronted me right there in the middle of the cereal aisle. She started off by saying she was still upset about the bathroom situation. She told me she had been holding it in for a long time and that I had caused her a lot of discomfort. I felt bad about that, but I reminded her that my son needed to be changed too. I thought we had reached an understanding, but then she dropped a shocker on me. Turns out, she's the sister of the store manager. She told me she was going to make sure I was banned from the store for my insensitivity. I was shocked. I mean, I shop at this store all the time, and the thought of being banned over a misunderstanding seemed crazy to me. But it didn't stop there. Later that week, I got a call from the store manager himself. He said he had heard about the incident from his sister and wanted to hear my side of the story. I explained everything, how I'd been waiting to use the changing table, and how my son was in distress. I could tell he was torn, but he said he had to side with his sister and that I was no longer welcome at the store. Now, let me give you a bit of history about this store. It's not just any grocery store. It's where my kids have grown up shopping with me. It's where I've made friends with other parents, and where the cashiers know my name. Being banned from there felt like being cut off from a part of my community. And remember my husband? Well, he's been a rock through all of this. He's the one who usually takes our 3-year-old to the men's room, because as I mentioned before, there's rarely a changing station in there. He's been so supportive, but this situation has put a strain on us too. We've had to rethink our whole shopping routine, and it's been stressful. But here's where it gets even crazier. A few days ago, I was at the park with the kids, and who do I see? The woman's brother, the store manager. He was there with his niece, who I guess is my kid's age. He came up to me, and I braced myself for another confrontation. But instead, he apologized. He said he had been thinking a lot about our conversation and that he didn't feel right about banning me from the store. He lifted the ban and even offered me a gift card as a peace offering. I was relieved, but I couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't over. And sure enough, later that day, I got a message on social media from the woman. She was furious that her brother had gone against her wishes. She accused me of manipulating the situation and said that I had made her look like the bad guy in front of her family. Now, I'm stuck in the middle of a family feud, and it's all because of a bathroom stall. I never imagined that changing my son's diaper would lead to this much drama. And to make matters worse, my son's diaper rash has flared up again, probably from all the stress. I've been looking into cloth diapers, like some of you suggested, but I haven't made the switch yet. Stepmom asks for my hair for herself, but I already sent it to company that makes wigs for kids with cancer. Now she tries to stop it behind my back. I, 29-year-old female, have been growing my hair out since before the pandemic and managed to grow it out to halfway down my butt. I've never dyed my hair and I rarely style or blow dry it, so it's very healthy. My natural color is a very uncommon red. I've been told my whole life that it's almost impossible to recreate. It's not uncommon for people to tell me they want my hair. 2 weeks ago, I finally decided I wanted to cut it short and donate it to Angel Hair for Kids, a company that makes wigs for children fighting cancer and other illnesses. I told my dad I was doing this, and when I was doing it, and he thought it was a great idea. I ended up cutting off 16 inches, and have honestly never felt more like myself with my new haircut. I feel like I finally recognize myself again, and for the first time in years, feel good about myself. Cut to that same night. I had sent my dad a picture of my chopped off hair at the salon, followed by the haircut pics. About an hour later, I received a text from my stepmother, 71-year-old female, who we'll call Jane. She asked if I would consider giving her the hair so she could have it sent out to make a wig for herself. Jane and I have had a very rocky relationship in the past. For 2 years in high school, I didn't speak to her or my dad because of an issue that she had caused and never apologized for. We've since moved on and have a better relationship now. She has dealt with major health issues as long as I've known her, and within the past 2 years has lost nearly all of her hair. She recently bought 2 to 3 wigs that look amazing on her. Every time we discussed the wigs, she would joke that I should give her my hair since I had so much of it. Well, it turns out that I misunderstood, and she wasn't actually joking. When Jane asked me for my hair, I had already sent it away for donation, which I told her. She didn't say anything about it after that, just asked me for more pictures of my haircut, which I sent. In all honesty, the idea of giving her my hair feels quite weird to me. I imagine showing up to Christmas to see her wearing my hair, and it brings up weird emotions about my previous relationship with her when I was younger, and she was more controlling. When I saw my dad the following Monday, he almost immediately brought up the fact that I had donated it elsewhere instead of giving it to Jane. I asked if she was upset about it, and my dad told me that she was, and that he was also disappointed that I didn't think of her first. It's caused some tension between us and has made me uncomfortable, but it's also really put a damper on the whole experience of doing something good and finally feeling good about myself. I feel like I've done something wrong and selfish now. Am I the idiot here? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1, not the idiot. He was also disappointed that I didn't think of her first. You can tell him you're also disappointed that he didn't speak to you for 2 years because of his wife. I asked if she was upset about it, and my dad told me that she was. Tell him you're also upset at all the pain she caused you. Comment 2. I have donated my hair before for children with cancer. I would much rather do that than give it to someone to appease their vanity. You did the right thing and should feel good about it. Shame on your dad and stepmom for making this about her. Now, for the update. Hey everyone, a lot has happened since my last post about donating my hair and the unexpected request from my stepmother Jane to have it for herself. I thought that was the end of it, but boy, was I wrong. So, after I told Jane that I had already sent my hair off to Angel Hair for Kids, things got really tense. I thought she had dropped the subject, but it turns out she was just biding her time. Last week, she invited me over for dinner, which was unusual because we don't do one-on-one hangouts. I should have seen it coming, but I walked right into her trap. During dinner, Jane brought up the hair donation again. She said she had been looking forward to having a wig made from my hair, and that she felt betrayed. I reminded her that I had already made plans for my hair before she asked, but she wouldn't listen. She even had the nerve to say that the kids who would get the wigs probably wouldn't appreciate it as much as she would. I was shocked and didn't know how to respond. But here's where it gets really crazy. Jane revealed that she had contacted the salon where I got my hair cut, pretending to be me, and tried to stop the donation. She wanted them to send the hair to her instead. Thankfully, the salon had already shipped it off, and they called me to confirm when some lady started asking about it. I couldn't believe she went behind my back like that. My dad, who's always been a bit of a pushover when it comes to Jane, tried to smooth things over by suggesting that I grow my hair out again and donate it to her next time. I was floored. It takes years to grow hair that long, and it's not like flipping a switch. Now, remember how I mentioned our rocky past? Well, back in high school, Jane had a habit of going through my things, which is why I stopped talking to them for a while. She always had an excuse, saying she was just tidying up, but it felt like a huge invasion of privacy. This whole hair situation felt eerily similar to those boundary issues we had before. The tension has been building up ever since, and it all came to a head at a family gathering this weekend. Jane wore one of her wigs, which looked great, but she made a point of telling everyone how it paled in comparison to what my hair would have looked like on her. It was so awkward, and I could feel everyone's eyes on me. But here's the subtle twist of karma. One of Jane's friends, who didn't know the full story, complimented her wig and said something about how it was nice to see her embracing her new look instead of trying to hold on to something that wasn't hers. Jane's face turned beet red, and she excused herself from the room. It was a small victory, but it felt like the universe was giving me a nod. The whole ordeal has left me feeling outraged. I did something good, something that made me feel great about myself, and it's been twisted into this ugly family drama. I'm trying to hold on to the positive feelings from my donation, but it's hard when every family interaction turns into a confrontation about my hair. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.